Welcome to This Explainer. I'm so glad you're here today because, well, we're diving into a massive headache that plagues pretty much every contract furniture dealer out there. We're talking about the totally chaotic, messy, and, let's face it, painfully slow quote-to-cash process. We're going to jump right into the data to see exactly how forward-thinking dealerships are ditching that tedious manual grind for sleek, automated workflows using a platform called Avanto. But hey, before we look at the shiny solution, let's get real about the everyday pain points of manual order processing and accounting. If you work in this space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the endless shuffling of papers, right? Hunting through crowded inboxes and that constant lingering anxiety that you are literally one tiny typo away from delaying a major project. So ask yourself right now, how many hours are these operational bottlenecks actually draining from your dealership every single week? Well, the source data reveals a pretty staggering number. The average dealer loses over 20 hours a week directly to manual data entry. Just think about that for a second. That's half a standard work week, just gone, evaporated into the ether of data entry, acknowledgment processing, and accounts payable. And this isn't just some minor annoyance, folks. It acts like negative compound interest across every single project, client, and quarter, just silently eating away at your margins and your team's sanity. Okay, Section 1, the manual workflow problem. When we put these workflows side by side, it's honestly night and day. The manual status quo means rekeying orders, tracking emails, matching invoices by hand, building quotes the hard way, coordinating with suppliers over endless phone calls, and, trying to run your business off static spreadsheets. But contrast that with Avanto. You get automated entry, automatic acknowledgments, massive time savings in AP, quoting that's 75% faster, automatic handoffs in a live, real-time dashboard to see the whole picture. Let's move into Section 2, automating orders and acknowledgments. Picture the grueling reality of manual order entry. Imagine getting a massive manufacturer quote and your team having to manually type every single product code and option string into your ERP system. It's agonizingly slow and honestly a massive recipe for human error. But with Avanto, that manual grind is completely eliminated. Orders flow directly from the manufacturer documents right into your system automatically. We're talking zero re-entry, which inherently guarantees zero data entry errors. It's a total game changer. And that smooth flow continues right into order acknowledgments. Instead of painfully tracking these via email, chasing manufacturers for confirmations, and logging every response by hand just to make sure nothing falls through the cracks, Avanto completely flips the script. The system handles the acknowledgments automatically, and it only flags the exceptions for you to review. It's a beautifully simple concept, and it yields an 87% time savings right off the bat.
All right, Section 3, streamlining accounts payable.
Now, just like order entry, the slow, incredibly tedious world of manual invoice matching, payment scheduling, and vendor reconciliation gets instantly modernized. Instead of having your team buried under a mountain of paper or digital invoices, painfully trying to match them to purchase orders, the software steps in and eliminates that manual matching and reconciliation entirely.
The impact of this specific automation is absolutely massive. Just look at that overwhelming 87% chunk right there. That represents the sheer volume of time saved on AP processing alone. You're taking a highly complex, time-intensive part of your operations and reducing the manual effort down to just 13% of what it used to be. So what does that actually mean for the business's bottom line? Well, the data is super specific here. That 87% time savings translates directly into over $75,000 in average annual savings per dealership. To put that into perspective, implementing this automation is literally the financial and operational equivalent of just gaining a full-time AP clerk. But instead of just adding headcount, you're optimizing the brilliant team you already have, freeing them up to focus on high-value strategic work.
Moving on to Section 4, new PDF to CIF conversion.
This seamless three-step flow shows exactly how those tricky manufacturer quote PDFs are handled. In Step 1, you receive the standard PDF. Simple enough. But in Step 2, Avanto jumps in and performs an automated CIF conversion. Now, if you know the industry, CIF files are the technical lifeblood of furniture specifying, and generating them manually is a notorious bottleneck. With this, there's zero manual reentry and zero errors. Finally, in Step 3, those converted files are injected directly into industry-standard ERPs like Hedberg, 2020 Worksheet, and Project Matrix without a single keystroke. It is incredibly smooth.
Section 5, real-world results and savings.
So does this actually work in the real world? That's a resounding yes. The platform is actively driving over $325 million in monthly transactions across more than 130 clients. We're talking about major, trusted industry names here, like Workscapes, Inside Source, BKM Total Office, and Working Spaces. And across the board, the results are consistently huge. That 87% AP time savings, quoting that gets done 75% faster, and average annual savings topping 75 grand.
Now, Section 6, the Avanto Assessment Roadmap.
If you're wondering how to actually get started, Avanto offers a highly structured 11-day assessment engagement that works in 3 straightforward steps. First, you just initiate the 11-day sprint. Second, their team systematically maps out your specific, current workflows, basically finding exactly where your data is getting stuck. And third, they produce and deliver a customized automation roadmap tailored just for the unique operational realities of your specific dealership. And honestly, the most crucial point about this whole assessment is the commitment they make at the end. That custom automation roadmap they build for you, it's entirely yours to keep, regardless of your next steps. It offers immediate, actionable strategic value even if you decide not to implement their software right away. You walk away with a professional diagnosis of your operational bottlenecks. You can check out all the details on this process by visiting goavanto.com. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a vital thought to chew on. Seriously ask yourself, what could your dealership achieve this year with an extra full-time equivalent of hours handed right back to your team? How much faster could you grow? How much better could you serve your clients if you completely eliminated the manual friction that's dragging down your operations right now? The data makes a really compelling case that the automated future is already here for the dealers willing to embrace it. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the numbers, and keep learning.